Hey, Stateberg here of another game video. Today we're playing more Disco Elysium, and if I remember right, yeah, I turned on streamer mode, so there won't be any more annoying copyright. so yeah, if you remember in the last episode, we gotta get this body down.
There he still is, looking right through you with his white eyes. The body below is entirely dedicated to that corpse smell. Emitting it is all it does now.
Active decay. It's okay to throw up, officer. No one is judging.
He's about to blow! Cop's gonna blow, Kuno!
Oh, that's right.
This trash container is locked. The sliding lid has a padlock that says, "Whirling in rags." The body is downwind from here. Maybe you prefer the smell of garbage to the smell of death.
We could try using a pry bar. The one you took from my motor carriage, or we could ask for a key from the manager of the Whirling in Rags. He probably has one.
He might also have information. This is better than the pry bar idea. This trash container is locked. The sliding lid has a padlock that says, "Whirling in rags." Force time isn't happening. You've jammed the pry bar under the lid, but it just isn't bending. What is this? Your triceps ache for the metal to bend, but it resists. This calls for a potent curse to help break its resistance.
The quality of metal is not the problem. From what I see, it's sturdy enough.
Unsatisfying, hurtful. You hear a ringing sound, but not quite hollow. The can seems to be full. Full of itself. Content. Happy you failed. This snickering trash container is having a grand old time.
That will break the pry bar. I know that.
Let's ask the manager for the key. This is clearly not working.
I can loot over here.
An inconspicuous pile of the roofing material, Eternite.
This looks like a pile.
Because it's nice and orderly. Well-laid pallets, easy on the eyes. Rhythmic pattern calms your mind. It's nothing. Someone just left some roofing material slanted against an old shack. Glad you asked. When junior researcher Olari Tal invented Eternite in the Vatna Polytechnic Institute some 30-odd years ago, he thought it would last forever. Hence the name, Eternite. Sadly, the only lasting thing turned out to be the material's highly carcinogenic effect. An old call box with a matrix of push buttons lists all the companies in the East Delta Commerce Center.
Well, Orleans and
Nothing
Rex.
happens after you ring the doorbell. They don't want to talk to you. Silence. No one answers the doorbell. Silence. No one answers your call. Silence. No one's home at Fortress Accident. You hear static from the intercom speaker. It sounds as if someone has picked up the receiver but isn't saying anything.
Hello?
Yes, hello. This is Tricentennial Electric. Have you come to place an order?
Why is your
She
voice...
sounds almost antique, as if her voice was being played off an old wax cylinder. A receiver must not be working properly.
My God.
The lieutenant exchanges a look with you.
It's you. My God. I didn't think I would hear your voice.
What?
It's a woman, and she knows you. Your heart beats faster. Who cares that you don't remember her? Just go along with it.
Michelle, just please.
Sounds like a ghost. Wind blows through your clothes and you feel detached from your surroundings. Inside the building, a cold memory hangs.
Why did you even call? I don't understand. You've been gone for months. I thought you didn't care.
Of course I care.
Ever since I came to live here, it's been different. As if my mind's been wiped clean.
A spot of static overrides her words. When she speaks again, it sounds like she's submerged.
It's so nice. It's so nice to be able to finally live again.
She sounds like she's about to cry. The cold is deep under your skin, as if you were talking to someone who's 100 years away. Somewhere inside the building, water is flooding the cellar floor. She doesn't answer. Silence. The only thing you can hear now is static and waves washing ashore on the bay. Another seagull passes by. It's getting cold standing here, staring at the silent call box.
It must have been some kind of faulty wiring. We should maybe stop playing with this doorbell. It looks ancient.
You press the number sign on the keypad that terminates the call. 12 name cards on the call box read.
No. Hold on. The last thing you need in your life is more hysteric emotions. Forget it. Find something else to do.
Looks like someone has melted half the plastic off with a lighter. The doorbell doesn't work anymore. You wait for a minute or two, but all you get from the call box is silence. No one answers the call.
Okay.
You ring the doorbell, but nothing
I'm gonna try them
happens.
all.
All you hear is static, but no one answers the call. You ring the doorbell, but no one answers. What an ominous name for a hair salon. Doesn't bode well for anyone's hair.
Make sure I'm recording. Yeah, it is. Andrew Orland's hair salon.
Just seeing the words Andrew Orlando gets your hackles up. Its very existence is a threat to your masculinity, to say nothing of your hair. An off-key melody starts playing after you ring the doorbell. Then a woman picks up the receiver.
Kuno, please stop calling here. Grown-ups don't have time for your stupid games.
She thinks you're the gremlin child. What would he say to this?
I gotta do it.
Pardon? This is not Kuno. Who is this? Please just stop calling here. I don't have time to deal with this. Thank you.
A single beep indicates that the line has gone dead. You hear the same waiting room music, but no one picks up the receiver anymore. This button looks new, but someone has removed the name card. Nothing happens when you try to ring it.
Huh. This button looks new. It's probably not connected.
Okay, we've already did. Actually, maybe we could get through the bookstore. You know, why don't we try going through the bookstore? Yeah, it was
A small mountain of colorful board game boxes. There are numerous types of games for all ages. A lot of shelf space seems to be taken up by Wirral-related merchandise.
Wonderful board games, sir. Culturist is a classic for sure. Or perhaps you'd like Archipelagos of Insulinda, a very educational game for those interested in geography. Browbritter is a fun game of economic competition.
Funny how she
It can
doesn't
get
recognize
quite
the
intense
voice.
After a while. We have games for the whole family. You can play with your children.
Ah, yes. Yes, friends. Yes, kids, friends, chicks. I have it all those.
Then you're a lucky man, officer. Children are the greatest of treasures. For playing with friends, I'd recommend Suzerainty. It's a civilization building game where you build a civilization, then set off to brutally colonize and repress other civilizations. It'll cost 12 real. Lousy auras there. No, role-playing games are popular among those types. You know, who are into those kind of things. Personally, I don't like it. Not at all.
Hey!
I've heard they turn people into occult enthusiasts. That they have rituals where they try to summon entities. Highly immoral stuff. You can still buy them, though.
An endless variety of source books, lore books, and codices litter the table.
It's like
The
Warhammer.
topmost book is titled Welkin Compendium, 2nd edition. There's also a large hardbound tome with intricate cover art, The Hunters of Katawak, Boreal Creature Compendium, and a Pick Your Path adventure game book titled Tales of Wirral, Cavern of Velkrag. Books in a board game section? Who wants to read books? There's a box that says Wirral, 3rd edition Mega Setting Supplements Module. The side panel notes, a fantastique adventure board game, new maps and miniatures. A sticker on it displays 25 real. That price is steep, but then it's the 3rd edition Mega Setting Supplement, so it makes sense. Nonsense for anemic Beano-clods.
You can buy board games for some reason. What's going on with the books? Oh, candy! I think there's comic books up there.
The display rack is brimming with worn paperbacks featuring an extremely muscular, sword-wielding barbarian on the cover. Nearly all the titles contain the word Hyundal somewhere.
Shop storekeeper, tell me about the muscular man books.
Oh, Man from Hyundal. A very popular series of adventure novels. They're awfully immoral and violent books. Blood and violence, scantily clad women, epic narratives, all those mystical things he encounters. They're bound to grab those with little imagination and nothing to do. What does it matter? They're all the same. However, the customer is always right, they say. If you're a novice of the series, I'd recommend Hjelmdalaman, the man from Hjelmdal. It's supposed to be a good introduction to the series.
Rows and rows of Hjelmdalamen blur your vision. You make out some titles. Man from Hjelmdal and the Mammoth Riders. Man from Hjelmdal, Return to Hjelmdal. And the solipsistic Man from Hjelmdal and the Hjelmdal Man. Maybe 100. Man from Hjelmdal and the sages at the end of the world. Man from Hjelmdal and the false god. Man from Hjelmdal and the scorched earth. Man from Hjelmdal, the Hjelmdal colonies. Man from Hjelmdal and the swamp beast. Man from Hjelmdal and the snow crabs. Those snow crabs are worse than they sound. Not even close. Man from Hjelmdal. Man from Hjelmdal and the forest of slaves.
Ah,
Man
yes.
from Hjelmdal. Under the
Investigating a murder. Time to
Man
go through
from
every
Hjelmdal,
comic book known to man.
Hjelmdal burning. There's even The Trial of Death, a pastoral combat game book set in the world of Hjelmdalaman, and so much more. A twinge at the back of your head makes you flinch. Your eye starts twitching. Your hand reaches toward a book with glossy cover art of the very muscular Man from Hjelmdal in chains, kneeling in front of a staircase leading to a throne. A woman sits on the throne, leering at the man. Between the throne and the Hjelmdalaman lies a bonfire, casting shadows on the wall. The shadow of the woman's headdress looks like a pair of devil horns. The title reads, Man from Hjelmdal and the Devil Woman. The
Interesting.
display rack before you is burdened under piles of Man from Hjelmdal novels.
We'll see what else is going on. Yeah, let's check the entire store before even.
These shelves are overburdened with books from the same series. You see the name Dick Mullen over and over.
What's with all these crime fiction?
Oh, crime, robberies, murders, even sexual crimes. We're fortunate to have Dick Mullen and his stories to sort all that out. You're a police officer, apparently. You should buy all of these. They really do teach a person how to be a proper detective.
Ah, it's like Sherlock Holmes.
Crime fiction is a disgrace. An asinine misrepresentation of the physical attributes of the arduous everyday work of actual police officers. These books greatly overstate the excitement of police work, glossing over how long it takes to actually follow up on leads and eliminate dead ends. What's more, they completely ignore the psychological hardships of year after year coming into contact with people during the worst days of their lives.
Says the game that's crime fiction.
Not a single mention of all the stress this work creates upon the officer's family. Detective fiction just doesn't tell the truth at all. Now, would you like a list of all the books found on the shelf?
Sure thing.
See Dick Mullen on the job. Get Me Mullen. The Stalwart Adventures of Richard P. Mullen. Dick Mullen and the Murder in the Orchard. The Sordid Affair of Dick Mullen. A killing is declared. Dick Mullen in the Murder House. The Final Case of Dick Mullen.
An obvious
An
lie.
obvious lie. Dick Mullen in the Clock Tower. The Ordeals of Dick Mullen. Dauntless Dick. Empire.
That one's
The
funny.
Murder of Dick Mullen.
Dick Mullen
Oh
dies.
no. Turns out he faked it to solve a case.
Is there any more?
Yes. There's also The Dame Who Did It. Farewell, my Mullen. Faking death seems to be a common trope in the Mullen series. The morbid tales of Dick Mullen. A dark tide turns. Tragedy calls for Dick Mullen.
Is there horror
Another one
fiction
with
section
fake
too?
death. And, of course, Dick Mullen, the murderer. In order to catch a murderer, Dick Mullen must become the murderer. After all this, you still haven't found the answer to the one question that matters. Who is Dick Mullen?
Who is Dick Mullen?
Your quick eye notices a small caterpillar crawling across the spine of a book. The title reads, Dick Mullen.
Mistaken
and the
Identity.
Identity. A worn paperback from Dick Mullen's classic hard-boiled phase. The premise seems to be that Dick Mullen is framed for the murder of his best friend and has just a few days to prove his innocence.
What does this speak to me?
Could it be the motifs of unstable identities and shocking betrayals?
Yeah.
Then this is the book for you.
Maybe there's horror fiction. Tome of Fascist Magic. Picture books, very colorful.
The plaque on the shelf reads, Biographies of Famous People. You see a large variety of names, none of which ring a bell.
I would say The Greatest Innocence. Yes, most certainly. It's an important educational tool delving into the depths of history, religion, and their relation to innocentic power. A very influential historical figure, but surely I don't have to tell you that. You're a law officer, and law officers have at least some education. The book is also very daring. The author aims to re-examine the universal understandings of the innocentic system, creating a fresh vantage point and a shift in the tired order of things. Certainly, it's prudent for a person to have at least an elementary understanding
so this bookstore
of
is going to be
history and
very
Imagine
important.
the chaos we'd be in otherwise.
Kind of like the Bar of Chrono.
You feel like you should get this one. Definitely. It's important somehow. There's something personal inside. Browsing through all the books with all their names makes your head spin. None of these seem important or relevant. It's all just vapid egoism. Suddenly, a particularly odd title catches your eye. It reads, High Speed Love, the tragic
maybe
true
accidentally
love
hit my
story
freaking-
of Jacob Irv and Alfie Delatraz, by one Cecilia Averbrook. High Speed Love chronicles the romance between two of the finest tip-top tourney racers in history. One of them is the madcap driver, Jacob Irv. His blonde mane graces the cover. Next
It's
to
a-
Irv's life story, you see a slim
It's a
biography
romance
of an
novel.
Occidental rock star called the Anti-Star. He's famous for shooting morphine into one of his eyeballs and cocaine into the other.
Ah!
Next to that, Rivasholian radio personality Guillaume Bevy stands in front of a rundown drug den. He's a permanent fixture on Channel 8, reporting on real-life crime and ruining cops' days.
I really must insist you buy one of the books. Reading them is not for free. Do still browse though, but not too long. I'm sorry, I did not mean to rush you. You are browsing. Go ahead. Take your time.
There must be a horror fiction section somewhere around here, man.
Several maps have been attached to a bulletin board hidden inside the alcove. They're held up by small pins. The board has come loose from one corner. The maps look old and faded. Your eye catches a map of Insulinda, a map of Revachol, and a map of Martinez. This large map displays archipelagos. You see a constellation of small dots on the light blue emptiness of the Insulindic Ocean. The largest in the northeast is La Caillou. You are here. Another, far away in the southwest, Seminese Islands, Ile de Fantôme. Ozon, Laurentide, Fas à la Mer, Archipelagos, North Arcade.
A lot of this game is just
all
reading.
Just specks of dust on the vastness of the Insulindic. On the edges of the map, the color fades into a blur of dotted lines, black and white, disintegrating into mathematics. In the northeast, a dust mite stands on the north coast of Caillou in a bookstore. It's you. Radiating outwards from you the suzerain Revachol. With a radius of 80 kilometers, still, the crown jewel of this Isola would be barely visible. You can, on Caillou, Revachol, a single black star, on Ozon, Fondelier, and Vimandu, on archipelagos.
I'm not gonna look through all the
Croyan
goddamn
Morin,
maps.
Villiers, on Semenine, Olduvai, and on Laurentide, Deora of the Seven Seas. 850 million people live on these little dots, an oceanic world of culture and commerce torn apart by history. The ocean breaks apart into a tangle of cosines and azimuths, all pointing into pale nothingness. Windy is the north azimuth. Grad is the northeast azimuth. Samara is the east azimuth. Sail is the west azimuth.
I just keep looking down at my
Isolas,
smiling face
they're
like...
called. Connections to other worlds. Words past the Insulindian, unknown to you. You only know you've never been there. You have little idea what they are. Distant stars, gods, but looking at them makes you feel almost non-existent. Whatever they are, the Isolas are immeasurably large compared to you, and very, very far away. Perhaps they are gods, gods of distance and outer dust. This bookstore is not strictly about crime, romance, and biographies of famous people. There's also a wide range of paranatural literature.
Sir, please, no browsing in that shelf. That wisdom is not for free. I can't have you end up, like, opening a police store next door and stealing my customers. Oh no!
Amidst the various books, you find one written by someone named Matthias W. Dundas. It's
Matthias
about wholeness, unity, balance. These three things are very important to the working class mind. The point of the book, and many others on this shelf, is to give people medicinal advice in situations where they don't have access to paid health services.
How that
It
work?
serves platitudes, while also telling everyone that traditional medicine, the kind people don't have access to and which costs more than this book, is garbage and would only give you cancer anyway, without even curing your cold or anything. Wholeness, unity, balance, on the other hand, can basically take care of anything. Though when it's up to your
That's
mind
important
to
to know.
heal yourself, then it's because of your mind that you're ill in the first place. The book features chapters on topics such as how to find magnesium. It even lists plants you can harvest magnesium from. How to continue drinking if you're an alcoholic who has destroyed his liver. And there's even a chapter on the ancient Seraïs tradition of using duck gallbladder, preservatives, to treat and prevent sexually transmitted diseases. Pre and post factum apply. Nothing worth buying.
What bookstore doesn't have a horror section? Actually, hey, partner, you have anything?
Yes.
No response. He just arches his brow. He's having trouble processing it, believing it even.
Good.
Have you tried concentrating on something other than your personal affairs?
I'm afraid it's a Malcolm.
Really? You look fine to me. This psychodrama is unbecoming of an officer.
Clearly, he prefers to think you're malingering. He cannot fathom that anyone could drink so much as to retroactively erase their entire life.
Then you should consider seeking medical attention. You can use the radio in my kinema to call your station's Lazareth. Was there anything else you wanted? Me? I don't see how my life is pertinent to the investigation. That's a fair point. All right, for the good of the investigation, what do you want to know? That's correct.
That makes him a Beano-clad, completely uncocked material, if you say so yourself.
Are they? They are mostly just cumbersome.
You could use a good, normal peer yourself.
What do you mean? I have no idea what you're talking about.
The lieutenant's conceptualization skills must be rather rudimentary.
What? Think? I do most of my work inside my notebook.
The lieutenant produces his small blue notebook and idly thumbs through a few pages. We all have our different mediums. His is written. You're super lucid, yet psychedelic. You don't need office supplies to connect to your nervous system. You're special.
Good. Let's change the subject.
I never interviewed the cafeteria manager. Well, one thing at a time here, man. Let's talk to the owner.
Welcome to Crime, Romance, and Biographies of Famous People. My name is Plaisance. Be welcome, and please take responsibility for the energy you bring into this space. I am the proudest owner of our little shop of culture. Annette, yes, my daughter. I hope she wasn't slacking off again with her nose in science fiction. Tell me, was she at her post doing her job like a proper girl?
Yes, of course.
Wonderful. Did you talk to her?
Yes.
Great. On a scale of 1 to 10, how compelled were you to buy books after talking with her? My precious, her dedication brings joy to my heart. If you have children, I hope they turn out as great as my Annette. As a young girl should be, with the proper attitude, she'll have a bright financial future.
Yeah, let's change the subject.
The woman before you scans the store, her shoulders rigid and tense. Every now and then, she nudges her glasses. You see a set of tattered curtains blocking the way to another room. A strange cage-like trinket dangles from the curtains.
Excuse me, officer. The back room is strictly for employees only. Nothing. Now please go back to browsing the books. Don't you feel compelled to look at the books? The books are all you care about.
She speaks almost as if she's trying to put a spell on you, urging you to buy more books. Oddly
I don't even have money to
the
buy
more
books.
She tries to draw you away from the curtains, the more alluring they become. You see some kind of charm, an irregular polyhedron assembled from bones, sticks, and straw. Inside, a disturbing fish head with empty eye sockets stares at you. This is a traditional Seminese ward, meant to provide protection against ill luck, bad dreams, curses, and other supernatural scourges.
Ah.
Inhabitants of Ile de Fantôme, the Seminine Islands down south. Aside from poking at it suspiciously, there is nothing else to do with the fishhead charm at this time. The curtains remain shut before you. Just as you're about to pull apart the curtains, the petrified voice of the shop owner cries out once more.
Sir, don't touch that. I told you it's off limits for the customers. Parapsychologically speaking, we're done if you decide to open them. I won't be held responsible for the consequences. It's too dangerous.
She looks away, mumbling. Why is everyone always messing with the curtains? Why can't they just buy books like normal people?
look like anyone was killed there. I am sorry. I don't mean to be so impolite. Just please don't go there. I can't allow that. You'll only make things worse and unleash the powers. You do? My God. Even more reasons not to mess with the curtains. Just step away, dear sir.
I don't care.
Please just talk to me, officer. Come here and let's talk this through before you decide to do anything extreme.
Talking is always good. Go see what she has to say. Lies. Rip them open, we say. The curtains, tattered with age and covered in dust, hang before you. You see a dimly lit room full of dusty furniture and trash. A doorway stands in the back, covered in dozens of scary little Seminese wards, your shadow looming over it like an omen.
I warned you. You're unleashing forces beyond your understanding.
You sure? Oh, a bunch of purity seals. Still
A heavy door with a missing handle stands before you, covered in dozens, if not hundreds, of Seminese trinkets and charms. It appears to be locked. What if you just break it down?
Oh no.
You
Ow.
feel something in your chest, an unnatural pressure. It's spreading to your left arm, your jaw. Very, very bad. This is the end. Bad. All you feel is pain and weakness. You have to surrender now. We all do. It gets so dark. You don't even see her face. Like you always thought you would. You only see pain and fear. Cop suffers final heart attack.
Oh. I didn't save. I really need to save more often. You know what?
A small mountain of
You know, I'll just look through this in the next episode again. I don't really I'll can do this. I gotta get back to freaking. How long have I recorded for? 38 minutes. The curtains are already open?
you see.
Excuse me.
You see some kind of charm. An irregular. This is an inhabited. Aside from poking at it,
You know,
Welcome to Be welcome. And I am the proudest owner of our Annette. Yeah, wonderful. Great. Mind your own business.
denial is the way she copes with criticism.
oh, I did not mean the.
The woman before you scans the store. Her shoulders. A small mountain of
Wonderful Browbritter is a fun game of economic competition. Don't be so. For playing with friends, I'd recommend Suzerainty.
Just clean up a bit.
It's a civilization building game where you build a civilization. Lousy. I've heard they turn people into a cult.
an endless. There's all books in a board. There's a box. That price is nonsense for anemic. The display rack.
Oh, blood and violence. Scantily. What does it matter? If you're a novice of the series,
Rows and rows of Hiamdalamir, maybe 100. Those snow crabs are not even close. Man from Hiamdal, a twinge at the back of your head. Your hand between the throne and the Hiamdala man lies a bonfire. The display rack before you is burdened under.
I really need the freaking.
These shelves are overburdened.
oh, you're a police officer.
Crime fiction. These books. What's more, not a single mention. You see, a killing is declared. Oh no. Turns out he faked. Yes, tragedy. After all this, you still haven't found the answer to the one question that matters. Your attempt to grasp at the answer fails. It seems very close by, pulsating just out of. The plaque on the shelf.
I would say the greatest, the book is also very daring. The author aims to certainly.
You feel like you should get this one. Browsing suddenly, high speed. Next.
I'm sorry, I did not mean to rush.
The maps look up. This ozone disintegrate in the north, radiating outwards. You can. 800 of the ocean connections you have lit. Perhaps they are gods. This bookstore amidst the point of the book, and it serves platted wholeness when it's up to your mind to the book feed. There's even a chapter on the ancient Serai.
I can't have you end up like.
Quick save more often, man.
The curtains, tattered with age and covered in dust, hang before you.
Nothing. Now, please.
She speaks oddly enough. The more she tries, just as you're
Sir, don't touch that. Parapsychology.
She looks away, mumbling. Why is everyone always messing with?
No!
Talking is lies. The curtains, tattered with age and. You see.
I warned you.
Now let's do the woman.
A heavy door with a missing handle stands before you.
Okay, now we're
covered
back to
in
where we
dozens,
need to be.
If not hundreds, of Seminese trinkets and charms. It
I need to
appears
learn.
to be locked. What if you just break it down?
Ah, I fucking fail again.
Ow. Shoot. Whose moronic idea was it to just run through the door? Don't you know that things like that hurt?
Are you alright? This looked pretty intense and painful, I must admit.
What is going on there? I warn you, don't tempt the spirits, officer. Don't tempt the spirits, or you'll damage the holy wards on the door.
It barely looks like you've done any damage to the door, however. It's still locked and closed, covered in dozens of little charms and trinkets. That's right. Take in your surroundings. You need to have a solid ground and a proper posture if you want to succeed. Steady breathing. Solid core. You've got this. With one shoulder forward, you're ready to smash into the door like a battering ram. The room is dimly lit and littered with old barbershop rubbish, but the path to the door is clear. It's made of a solid block of wood, but it has stood there for ages. The hinges are old and coated with a carmine layer of rust. It should be doable. A heavy door with a missing handle stands before you, covered in dozens,
There
if
we
not
go.
hundreds, of Seminese trinkets and charms.
Ow!
You feel something in your chest, an unnatural pressure. It's spreading to your... Yeah. There's no cop suffers.
Okay, so even when I
A
hire...
heavy door with a missing handle stands before you, covered in dozens, if not hundreds, of Seminese trinkets and charms. It appears to be locked. You feel something in your chest, an unnatural pressure.
I need to find some help.
It's spreading. Yeah, there's no cop suffers from...
You know what? In that case, I gotta go and make it to the shop and get some health items before I continue.
A small cabinet on the wall is filled with various medicine bottles, nasal sprays, and blister packs. They all bear the Saint Baptiste Pharmaceutics logo.
Okay, here. I hope Saint Baptiste makes you feel better or something.
Back to the door I need to break down. I just didn't... The guy's shoulder was freaking killing him, even if I succeeded the bash. Even if I succeeded the bash, the freaking guy... Even if I succeeded in bashing the door down, the guy...
A heavy door with a missing handle stands before you, covered in dozens, if not hundreds, of Seminese trinkets and charms. It appears to be locked. You smash into the wood and see a small crack appear on the door frame. It's going to take one more try to break through to the other side. But you've done it.
You're not thinking of trying again, are you?
Fuck the system.
Bent metal, broken glass. Your path lies strewn with the broken forms of everyday objects. You are the destroyer, the bane of inanimate matter. Kudos. A barbell lies on the floor. The color has worn off its weight plates. It's 60 kilograms. Your triceps hum at the sight of these weights. Show the world what kind of beast it's dealing with. There are no collars on the barbell. This is a safety hazard.
You're right. The weight may fall off. Better not touch it then. It would be a violation of EPIS safety regulations if the gym was still operating, but it isn't. No one's supposed to come here anymore.
Okay, so that told me nothing. You what? I'd like to see if there's like a pawn shop or something. There must be like a pawn shop. You know, carrying all these items around. Let's interview the cafeteria manager actually.
The man with the unimpressive beard notices you approaching. He drops the ledger he was holding and turns to the lieutenant.
Mr. Gart, right? You...
Yes.
You're in this place.
I am Kim Kitsuragi from Precinct 57. This is an inter-district investigation, so joining me from Precinct 41...
The Harbinger of Ruin.
What is this? A joke to you? Is this what you get when you call the police now? This guy? We've been waiting for a week here.
Sir, I understand your concern, but we are here to do a job. And for us to do it, I need you to stay calm.
Yes, of course.
I know it took us a while to arrive at the scene, but it also took you a while to call us. It was you who placed the call, correct?
No, I only just got here. It was probably Sylvie who called you. She usually works the bar here. I'm only temporarily taking over her duties.
Do you have her number?
As a matter of fact, I do.
You said you just got here. From where? Are you a local?
What, of Martinez? No, I live in Jamrock. I only sometimes come here to keep an eye on the place. This is just one of the many, many cafeterias I manage.
But you still know your way around, yes? In case we need directions.
Yes, I know where some things are, but as I said, I don't live here. I just used to work here. And I'm not going to start working here again, if that's what you think.
I didn't imply that. Detective.
He probably means this is where you step in and ask your questions.
Play the fool. Who? Me?
His
Alright.
face expresses profound doubt in your having this.
I don't know who killed him. I'm not the police. That's your job.
Did you?
What are you, crazy? Of course I didn't kill him.
Suddenly you tense up. Blood is being pushed to your muscles. You should hound him on this. Hound him hard. The prey.
No, I didn't. I didn't. I don't appreciate this. What is this? Do I have to answer him? Is this mandatory?
The lieutenant stands motionless, his expression unreadable.
He's a mannequin.
What are you, an idiot? I told you I haven't killed anyone.
He ignores you.
She went away because none of your business.
Have they not been telling you you're a cop?
Does she? Maybe she does. Maybe she pertains to the apocalypse. Sylvie is not here because I asked for her number. The dead body out back didn't help either, but it was mostly me. I hope you appreciate that.
Thank you.
I asked an employee out. She didn't want to come, but felt obliged to. It was a bad idea. Now, what is so goddamn fascinating about that for you? It's got nothing to do with the lynching.
Everything's
Good
got
for
something.
you. Was there something else? I'd like to get back to what I was doing.
That's all.
Let's go.
Not so fast. You owe me 130 real.
Oh!
As you blow this joint, behind you, a whiny voice shouts.
Real mature, man. Real mature.
I went for it.
It's raining again. It was clear just an hour ago.
You have your
Sure.
salts.
I'm done with them. Go easy on that stuff. It gave me a terrible headache.
Ah, they're on. What do you mean, what happened to, oh, it was like, what do you mean? What happened to track down your gun? Smelling salts. But now I can investigate the body since I have the smelling salts.
There he still is, looking right through you with his white. There he still is, looking right through you with his white eyes. The boy.
Ah, try it again.
An inconspicuous pile of the roofing material, Eternite. Because there's a secret door hidden behind the panels of Eternite. That's why they're too orderly. There it is. You see a shabby little door.
I got this time.
What is this then? A tool shed? Let's investigate.
Quick save before getting that. I gotta remember to do that because I fucking died and I got sent back like for 3 minutes in a narrative focused game where you have to kind of click everything.
Be still, my beating heart. It's amphetamine. Sweet amphetamine. The lieutenant isn't studying the powder in the mirror. He's studying you. There's a good vague way to ask where he stands on drug use. Professionally, I mean.
Perhaps not. This is below our pay grade, detective. However, see that ladder there? It's probably another way into the industrial harbor, no? A secret path the local kids use.
Oh wait, can I combine these? How long am I recording for? An hour and 2 minutes? I say a good spot to end it off. I made it up to the frig and I remedied my mistake. Well, Stateberg signing out. See y'all next one. Goodbye. Hope you guys having a good one. A lot of freaking... That's a guy had a heart attack after trying to bash a door open. Yeah. But Stateberg signing out. See y'all next one. Goodbye. Hope you guys have a good one. Finally, a character I can relate to. That's all. Stateberg signing out. See y'all next one. Hope you guys have a good one. Next is Stalker. That's tomorrow's video. Well, tomorrow's video. Stateberg signing out. See y'all next one. Goodbye. Peace. Hope you have a good one.